Hey everybody, remember this channel has been shadow banned by YouTube for quite some time. So if you want to keep up with my hijinks or you just don't want to miss out on a chance to call me a slur when I say something stupid, make sure you subscribe to my channel and go over to my channel page and turn on notifications. There's a link in the upper corner of this video where you can do just that. I am a grown-ass man. Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of the Merca Guns and Freedom podcast with your host, me, the Yankee Marshal. As always, this is just an open chat. You can ask whatever questions you want to ask. Doesn't even have to be gun related. We talk about a lot of things here. So if you've got something you want to know, ask me. Now, if you ask me a technical question about something and I don't know the answer, pay attention to the live chat. There's a lot of people in there know more about things than I do. So pay attention. They'll probably answer your question for you when I can't. So pay attention, like I said. Also participate. Build some community. I got distracted by little hearts. I hate those fucking things. So pay attention over there. Participate over there. Build a sense of community. I like to start off always on every chat with reading the people who have bought merch over the last 24 hours. And today we actually had one. We got Philip Vanderwerf, which I just know this guy's wearing a tennis suit and he's got a sweater tied around his shoulders. What, Vanderwerf? You know he's the bad guy. He's either challenging someone to a downhill ski race or a tennis tournament or something where he's got nefarious plans. And his dad is probably buying up the town to bulldoze it, even though it means a lot to a lot of people. I watched a lot of movies in the 80s. And if it taught me nothing, it's Vanderwerf is a bad person. But they're a good person as far as helping support the channel because they bought some merchandise. A bunch of magnets, it looks like, is what they bought. People love their magnets. But thanks to him for helping support TYMP. If you want to help support the channel, there's multiple ways you can do it. You can go over and join Patreon. That's one way. And you can do all of these things, by the way. Let me get this off here. How did I get that on there? Let me get it off there. You can do everything you need to do to support the channel from TYMPpistolproject.com. You can go over there and you can buy merch. There's links to my Shopify store, like be a sheepdog, not a sheep. You know, I'm not even a big fan of the sheepdog mentality myself, but I wanted to use him in a shirt. So be a sheepdog, not a sheep. There's other things over there like hats, like this one. This one you can't get anymore because I got a copyright strike on the Woodsy Owl. But you can still get this one. But I don't know if it'll be forever because it is bootleg. Same thing with my King of the Hill ones. They're bootleg. So if you want those, get them. But if you want to order merch, you can go over there. There's a link there. You can go to my Shopify page, order merchandise. It's all custom drawn by me. I draw all the drawings. I send it off and get it made into shirts. You buy them. So they're little pieces of artwork from me to you. You can also join Subscribestar over there if you want to support TYMP. The shirts and other stuff support TYMP. So Subscribestar. But there is one level on Subscribestar that supports pets and vets. And if you join that one, the Fur Friends Protectors, you also get a series of patches, starting with the Corporal patch that I showed today in a video. Or you can join Patreon, where you can get the Mouse Guns patch, which I showed also earlier in a video, as you know, your reward for being in that tier. And the only way you can get either of those patches is join those programs, those tiers. Also, right now, we got some patches for sale over at Allen Anchor. You can go over there, look at the patches we have over there for the channel, and choose something over there. Everything you buy over there goes to help support the pets and vets. Every time you buy a patch, $5 goes to help a pet in need. So going over there, there's only 25 of each of them. With that being said, let's get to the questions. The first question was Danny Pennant asking me how's my thumb because I cut one open on the knife the other day. It's healing. It's fine. I got the Band-Aid off, but I did crush my thumb, so I got blood under my nails over here. But other than that, someone accused me of that being dirt. They're like, you ain't washed your hands in days because in 2 videos I can see those marks on your finger. Well, that's blood, bitch. It ain't going away anytime soon. That's under the skin. Also, Danny Pennant chimed in and says, none. Striker platforms are out. Blue Steel is in. I agree with that. Police should go back to revolvers. They probably wouldn't be so shoot happy if they had to go back to revolvers. They usually outnumber the bad guy 5-1, 10-1 anyway, so they should be fine. If they had revolvers, maybe they'd actually hit their target. Do not see the poll. Well, it's done now, so hopefully you got to vote because it's done. All right, let's get over to the other questions over here on PayPal. We got Christian Carlson chiming in here. What did he have to say? A lot of police tried to move to the 1911, but they had a problem with putting them in condition 1. They ended up shooting the gun trying to holster. I just think we could had a lot of 38 Super 1911s LEOs. We don't need 38 Super, period. I don't know what is you people on that 38 Super. It ain't needed. You're not Mexican. You can have real calibers like 40, 45, 10 millimeter, 9 millimeter even. You don't need 38 Super. I don't think it's very American. Yeah, they find a way to shoot themselves with whatever they got. Anything that's easy to shoot yourself with, they're going to shoot themselves with it. It's got to be idiot proof for the police. That's the bad thing. Paul Bidenbach chimed in just now and said, adopt a new firearm. What? Hell, Phil, again, adopt a new firearm. Just a matter of time for another hit job. Cops indeed should be fired, paid to be safe. Yeah, they should be. I think cops can't handle their weapons should be fired. If it turns out that there was nothing wrong with the gun, they just couldn't handle the weapon, well, you're not qualified to be a police officer. Goodbye. Unions would never allow that because police unions are some of the strongest and most corrupt unions in the country. I was just watching a story last night about one of the guys from the police union who was basically a mob hitman for years, harassing people and getting away with it. The city paid out like 30 judgments because of him that were well into the tens of millions of dollars for judgments after he would abuse people and just be a total jerk. But they never once fired him. In fact, every time he got, it seemed like every time he got 5 complaints, he got promoted. 5 complaints promoted. He ended up being a bigwig with the union eventually. Probably replacing another mobster that was a bigwig with the union. So yeah, the police. Ugh. Modern police are shit. Ryan McFarland chimed in and said, if you had to carry 3 guns on your person, what would you carry and how would you carry them? Oh, if I had to carry 3, well, my main one would still be my 330 on my hip would be my Colt Python. Then I would carry, I don't know how I would carry the other one. The other 2. Well, then I'd put a C-Camp in a wallet holster in my back pocket as my backup gun. And then I'd maybe, where would I carry the other one? A shoulder holster, maybe? Maybe a shoulder holster or a belly band for a lightweight J-frame. That would probably work. That's probably what I'd do. Main gun, backup gun, or backup, super double backup gun, I guess. I don't know what you'd call it. But yeah. Although they wouldn't be the same calibers. If I had to be the same caliber, like then I guess same thing. 3 Colt Python here, Sig like a 360 PD here, and then in my back pocket maybe one of them little thin 357 Derringers, maybe something like that in my back pocket, or on my ankle, I guess if I had to. But yeah, that's what I would carry. What would everybody else carry? Talk amongst yourselves. That was Ryan McFarland. Micah D chimed in. And said, for entry in whatever DSS giveaway, stab at a knife, whatever, LOL. Had you already won a couple? Wait, who is this? I thought it was Micah D. Yeah, it's Micah D. He's already won a couple. Sig P360, their new version of the 320 full circle won't fire, but no NDs. Oh, yeah, well, if it won't fire, it'd be no NDs. police brutality, police murders would go down too, I bet. Not murders of police murdering other people. Murders of police might go up. Excuse me. That was uncalled for. The burp, not the statement on police. I stand by that. Jeffrey Vaughn paid his $2 tithe to Phil and said, Yankee went scuba diving this evening. Ooh, used a regulator made in 1955. What was it that made you give up diving? Why, I didn't give it up. I did it once. Well, I've also done it in training in the military. We had to do water survival training, which I volunteered for, because it's extra little marks on what you're qualified for. That's why I jumped out of a plane. That's why I did water survival, to get extra money. The water survival was horrible. Horrible. I don't like being in water over my head. It's just horrible. But the reason I don't dive is because I'm not the top of the food chain. I dove once. I believe it was I don't remember exactly where it was. It was somewhere either in Mexico or Central America. It was either like in Cozumel or Belize, or it could have been Jamaica or Costa Rica too. I don't really remember. My life's kind of a blur at some points. But wherever it was, they took us out on a boat. You could still see the shore, but it was a long ways away. They took us diving. We all went down. And like the very first couple minutes I'm under there, I'm panicking. Even though I can breathe, I'm like, I feel like I can't breathe. I feel like I'm being closed in on. I don't like this. It was bright and sunny, and you could see the coral and the fish and everything. But, you got past a certain point, you couldn't see. So I'm down there, and I'm like trying to calm down, trying to do it. And a big old barracuda with his big old teeth swam right past me. And I was like, nope, I'm done. And I swam back up, got back in the boat. And the instructors were like, oh, you got to do this and that. And you broke away from your buddy and blah, blah, blah. Or not your buddy, your instructor and all this other stuff. And I was like, yeah, I ain't not doing this. This ain't for me. They're like, well, we don't do refunds. I don't want a refund. I'm just not going back in that water. And I didn't go back in the water. And I ain't never scuba dived again. I have snorkeled a couple of times, and I don't like that either. If it was in like 4 or 5 feet of water, okay, I'll do it. But if it's in water I can't stand up in, I ain't fucking snorkeling anymore either. I didn't like that. So, yeah, not doing it. You can't make me. You can't make me, can't make me, can't make me. That's one of my big fears, being in water over my head. I don't like heights. I don't like enclosed spaces, and I don't like being in water over my head. Those things will make me panic. We were in a kayak once. I think this was in Cozumel. We were in a kayak once, and we tipped over, and the water was over my head, and I didn't realize it at first. I panicked, and that kayak was upside down in the water. I grabbed the end of the kayak, and I flipped it in the air twice, and it came back down upside down again. We had to get it flipped back up, and then I scrambled into that boat, and I strained my shoulders so bad flipping that kayak. It's just adrenaline was so strong because I was in a total panic. I just whoom that kayak. And then the next day I'm like, Kate Boom arms. But yeah, I don't like being in water over my head. I'm not going to do it. Ain't none of you going to make me do it. When I go to the beach, I go out up to my knees, maybe up like mid thigh. That's it. I don't know what we were talking about, but there was that. Was that Jeffrey Vaughn talking about scuba diving that got that started? Yes, that's what it was. John Heasley chimed in and said, I need another knife. You've got enough knives. You've got plenty. John Mandrick also chimed in and said, what changes or innovations can they make to a 9mm polyalumer gun to make it revolutionary? Oh, good God. I don't know. What could you do to any gun to make it revolutionary? Is there any such thing as a revolutionary gun anymore? Have we tapped out the technology? We've already proven we can't make guns that are easy to shoot because people shoot themselves with them because they're morons. And then try to blame it on the gun. So I don't know what we could do to polymer guns to make them better. I just don't. I can't even really imagine it. More hammer-fired ones would make them better, I think, if we just got away from strikers. If we had to delete one technology from guns, for me, it'd be striker-fired. I think that's one of the worst things that happened to guns. But as far as making them revolutionary, I mean, if I could think of what would do that, well, then I wouldn't be here talking to you people. I'd be somewhere making $1 million off a new revolutionary gun design because I could design a gun. I know the mechanics and how they work. I could take parts from one gun and another and come up with something. And if I came up with something revolutionary, I'd be making some money. But I just don't know what would revolutionize them. All the things people talk about technology-wise isn't about making the gun better. It's just about limiting who can use your gun. Like fingerprint scanners, DNA readers, all those kinds of things. That doesn't really improve the gun. That's just improving safety, I guess. But I don't know what could be the next thing that would make the guns. I mean, everything I can think of would be a safety-related thing. Like maybe put contacts on the back of the gun that if it's not in someone's hand, it can't go off. Things like that. But then you got to start being like, well, you got to make sure the batteries are good and whatever. So yeah, it doesn't really make the gun better. It just changes who can use it. So I really don't know. Maybe something with we've tried low bore axes and stuff. They don't make that. They make a difference, but it's not that big a difference as far as how the gun operates. It just makes it recoil less. So I don't know. I just really don't. I mean, we've kind of tapped out the technology of modern. So unless we come up with something else, pretty much where we're at is where we're going to be for a while, I think. Can anybody think of how to revolutionize guns? Because if you can, let me know via email, and then I'll steal your idea and get rich. I don't mind doing it. I will do it. Don't think I won't. I'll be like, glad I thought of that, and go on. I'm trying to keep up. What's the verdict on the SIG? Will it kill us all? Also, tithing to Philip. His name's not Philip. It's just Phil. I don't think it's short for anything. And if it is short for something, it's probably like Philandrus or Philaticudigus or, some Greek name because he's really fucking old. Or maybe it's Phyllis. I don't know. I don't like the sound of that. All hail Phyllis. Makes me like we're worshiping some, greasy diner waitress. Although I like greasy diners. I like them better than most fancy restaurants. I'm a big diner guy. I love diners. Always have. But no, I don't think the SIGs will kill you. This is Daniel Pennant, unless you own one. If you own one, I think there's probably like an 80% chance it will kill you. If you don't own one, I think it's only like a 20% chance that one will hunt you down and kill you. I think they prefer to just kill inside the family or inside the home. They won't search you. They won't come after you. Let's just say that. We got one more super chat coming in here. One more. And it is from Clinton Barella. And you can stand under my Barella. I always say that. I sure would like to have another knife. I know you've won one or two, so. But he just wants to win another knife. That's all y'all about. You're about the prizes. You don't care. You don't care about me. It's not about, I hope Yankee's doing good. It's, I want a knife. Or not, I hope this makes Yankee happy that we help support pets and vets. That's not what y'all care about. You want your prizes. You don't care about me. I don't think you ever really loved me to begin with. Starting to feel taken for granted. Well, we'll see who gets the last laugh on that next time you go to sleep. All right, let's get back over here to the emails. Let's see if there's any emails coming in. I haven't even looked yet to see if we got any emails. President Trump. No, that's not an email idea. Ring doorbell will allow law enforcement access to camera footage without warrants, from Frank Rodriguez. That ain't good. I'm glad I don't got Ring. What I always love is when they go up to a house and they're like, "Well, we're just here to talk," and then they cover the cameras. Yeah, don't cover my fucking camera. I'll just talk to you from the thing. I'll be like, "Get off my fucking porch. Get off my property, or I will consider you a threat." I won't tell them that part, but you don't give away your intentions. But Georgia Trucker said, Glock starter kit, picture of Glock, pasties, thong, tutu, and preparation H, just to piss off the Glock tards. Would it sell? I think so. I don't think it would. I have one that's got a Glock. What does it say? Let's see if I can find it. Hold on. I'll go to my webpage. See if I can find it. But I did one that pretty much insulted Glock tards. Where's my, here it is. Let me see if I can find it. Glock. Aha, here it is. You know, I've got the Glockzilla and stuff. I like those, but I got a shirt that actually says, let's see if I can pop this up here and I'll show it to people. Excuse me. Why is that making it smaller? That's supposed to make it bigger when I hit the plus button. It's making it smaller. There we go. That's made it smaller. All right, let's see if I can get this centered. It made it small again. Why is it doing that? All right, here, let me show this. This is one of the shirts I already have that no one's ever bought. I don't know if anyone, I've sold one of them, maybe one or two, but I don't think so. This one, it says, every Glock should come with a free condom. It's got little guy unlubed, because anyone that pays that much for a plastic gun obviously likes to get fucked. So I do have some guns, some shirts over there that make fun of Glock tards. Just the little guy unlubed condom. You know, that's the kind of a crack. If you like Glocks, you got a tiny penis. But they don't sell. Like I said, I don't know if I've ever sold one of these. I drew it, but I don't know if I ever sold it. Not to my memory. Let's just say that. Where are we at here? Okay, I'm done with the emails. I didn't really see much. No, nobody's showing much today. So let's move on to the questions over here in the live chat. I filled out my 4473 on Sunday for my A300 Ultima Patrol. Damn 10-day waiting period. Well, it'll go by. Don't worry. It'll pass and you'll get it. I don't like the waiting periods, but just try not to think about it and then forget about it. And then in 10 days or 2 weeks, when you get your notification, it's like a holiday. It's like a big surprise, like it's your birthday. It's easy for me to forget stuff nowadays, so I do that all the time. Like, I forgot I bought it. And now it's like it's my birthday, as I said. Our oldest kid moved out, and I'm converting her room into an armory, a prep room, man cave. Wondering about the board behind you. Is it a specialty or something I can get from Lowe's? No, I got it from Amazon. You could probably get like pegboard or something from Lowe's and do the same thing. They might sell slat board, I don't know, but I got it from Amazon. Let me look real quick. I'll see what it was because I got it. It's still in my old purchases. Let me see. Orders. Search my old orders. What's this called? Slot board, whatever. No, that ain't it. What do they call this stuff? What is it called? It's not called pegboard. Slat wall, I think. Let's see if it's slat wall. Yes, that's what it is. Like here's I'll show you. Here, I'll put a link in the chat. You can go look. It's this. It's not very expensive. It's made of polymer. So It's lightweight. It's easy to install. Did the link go through? I just put in there. Yes. Okay. That's the link to it right there. Where was I? Put the PayPal link back. PayPal link's back up there. If anybody wants to go over and get registered for the site for the knife, it's the Range Boss tonight from Cold Steel. So if you want to get registered to win this one tonight, use that. Go make a $5 donation to the Pets and Vets and ask a question. So I got something to talk about. Or else we might not have time tonight, but we'll see. Where was I? If anything, maybe just try it once and see how it goes. What are we talking about? I don't know what we're talking about. Oh, doing it at the second part. Do not see the poll, but it's too late now. Put the PayPal link back. I already addressed that. Easy, Ink. Math is hard for some. It is hard for some people. Shouldn't be, but it is. Math I always found to be the easiest subject. Math, algebra, things like that. Until you get up to like trig, then that's not easy because there's a lot of hypotheticals and a lot of you got to know this formula and all this crap. But just basic math is usually, to me, very easy because it's very concrete, you know. Until you get into the long formula math and you get into like, well, which do you do first? Do you do what's in the parentheses first, or you do this first, then it can be. But that's usually hypothetical too. So I like math; it's pretty easy. Where am I at? Oh, we got some super chill here. I got to get a Nouveau View. 3D printing will make gun control relevant soon. Well, but will they let us have 3D printers? And then will they start monitoring our electronics to make sure we don't have files to build 3D guns? And we still need the metal parts as of right now. We need to get 3D printers that make metal parts first. And it has to be very precise. And most people aren't going to be able to afford it. And it's going to be a while. But I think by then they'll turn it to where most of society doesn't have guns, doesn't want guns. Because we're not just losing on, you know, what we can have. We're losing on people even wanting them. Most people are like, I don't want to be, if wanting a gun makes me associated with those people, like the Glocktards and stuff online, well, I don't want a gun. And unfortunately, the anti-gunners are winning on that side of the argument. President Trump just sent me another email. Please, 54 responses are needed by midnight and donate some money. No. What 12 gauge round would you suggest I get for my new semi-auto shotty? I need a few hundred rounds and it'll be for home defense. So double aught buck. I mean, some, but I like slugs. I mean, if you're going to want to have a boom, double aught slug or double slugs. Yes, keep buckshot around. You need some buckshot, some light shot. I'm not going to say bird, but light bird shot. Make sure your shotgun can handle it too, because a lot of semi-auto shotguns can't handle it. Did he say semi-auto? Yes, he did. So make sure your semi-auto can handle the bird shot. I would have some, not in the gun. I would have buckshot in the gun or slugs. The way I've got mine set up is mine's loaded with slugs. And if my slugs don't get the job done, on the loader is buckshot. So I can slip one of them in there if I need to. Boom, boom, boom. What's this? Oh, we got a picture from somebody. Oh, wait till Oz. Oz is tired from our 2.1 mile walk today in Linwood. Let me show the picture of Oz here real quick. Looky there. He's cuter than everybody here in this chat. Right, look at him. I'm not saying y'all are ugly, but you're not that cute. And most of you are ugly. Let's see here. We got one more over here real quick. Why do you say everyone should own a shotgun? Because a shotgun is like one of the most effective, simplest self-defense guns. Or taking down a big animal or a threat or whatever. If you're running up to a house with ill intentions, the last thing you want is buckshot flying at you. So yeah, buckshot, if you're like in a car approaching a house, you don't want slugs coming through the window. That window won't even slow it down. And also might disable your vehicle before you can even get there. So everyone should have a shotgun just to be prepared, because you might be like, well, I live in the city, I ain't never going to need a shotgun. Well, you're not going to need to hunt or keep bears away or anything. But if unrest ever hits and you have to defend your domicile, well, you're going to be glad you had that shotgun. You don't want to be standing up on a roof with a 38 special. You want to be standing up there with a shotgun. Or if you got to flee, you got to get out of the city because, the cities are suddenly the target, or if it's like disease or natural disaster and the cities are burning or everybody's infected, whatever, and you got to get out of the city. That shotgun is going to be a weapon that you definitely want to have with you while you're traveling. So shotguns are awesome and everyone should own one. They're not the best for like home defense, but everyone should definitely have one. Mikey D said, ever mail the Fin Bear and patches or other room? They're still in there. I haven't mailed the new stuff yet. I haven't gotten down. That's why I said I might not even send the ones to the people who won. One of the people who won and then canceled the next couple days, I might not send theirs. It's packaged. The other person has never notified me, but they canceled today. So I'm like, well, I'm not going to bother to let them know to notify me. I'm not going to go out of my way to give them something when they just abused a generous giveaway that was made possible by Daniel Pint, just so they can get a $200 knife for $5, and had no intention of staying or helping with the programs. So fuck them. Fuck them hard. I'd fuck him with Welper's beard. Just twist that thing up, put something in it to stiffen it up. I don't know what we'd have to use. Maybe some jelly or some rubber or something. Get it nice and stiff, and then fuck him with Welper's beard. It's probably gonna get this chat flagged. That's pretty aggressive talk. Let's see here. Where were we? Let me make sure we've got everything all caught up. No, we got a couple of chats that came in over here. Samuel Mance said, I wish Phil could give Lyme disease to Colorado Governor Polis. This I pray. Well, he could if she doesn't pay her tithe. Maybe she pays her tithe. I don't know. But yeah, he could. He gave Justin Timberlake, so you can see ain't nobody above. If you piss off Phil, you're going to get Lyme disease. So everybody here didn't pay their $2 tithe to Phil tonight. It's also, you're in line for Lyme disease. And don't be like, well, I paid last week. No, he don't care. Phil is very much, what have you done for me lately? He's kind of an ass in the best way possible. How many entries in the Bobcat for this donation? Well, it's 20, so that'd be 3, because it's 10 for 1, 20 for 3, and that's pretty much it. And if we go up to 50, it's, I think did I say 10 for 50? I don't remember. I'd have to look. Boom, 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 ba-da-doom. But yeah, that's it. 5 gets you entries into the silver bullet and the knife drawings. It's 10 to get into the Bobcat drawing, because we got to make as much money for Pets and Vets as possible, because the Patreon thing is failing. It's been a failed experiment. We could turn it around in a night. If hell, all the free members just donate $2 a month would help turn it around in a night. If everybody that comes to the live chats who isn't a member of Patreon, or watches my daily videos that isn't a member of Patreon, if the people who watch my daily videos went over and just did $1 a month, we'd turn it right around. It's just that most people don't want to. Me want that knife. Should we go back to 1911 with grip safety? Should we go back to go forward? I would like a Walther PDP. Love the grip. I like the Walther PDP too. This is John Bush, by the way. I like the Walther PDP too. I would like to try one out. I've never got to try one out. Now, I did have an issue with the 5-inch one, because remember, they're using the same recoil system. So when you go to the 5-inch, you got the hole for the barrel, and then you got this other hole that goes back quite a ways to get to the front of the recoil assembly. I don't like that. But I mean, it might grow on me. I don't know, but I'd go with the 4-inch just so you didn't have that extra hole. I've already got enough holes. I ain't using all the holes I got. I mean, I used them more when I was younger. I don't use them now. Got no use for most of them. So don't need the extra holes. All right, that answers all the super chats. Let's make sure we're all caught up still. Yep, John Bush, we're caught up. Nope, we got one more over here. Jacob Neath signed in and said, could Justin Bieber make Phil happy with a voice? No, Phil don't like Justin Bieber. Phil's old school, you know. He likes a lot of older music. He's not big into the modern music. I think he's a big 50s guy. He likes the 50s and the 60s. So he probably likes Jackson 5. I mean, who doesn't like some Jackson 5? He probably likes ELO, but who doesn't like ELO? If you show me somebody don't like ELO, I show you a psychopath. All right. I think that does it for today. Let's see. Did we? A lot of wild pig pork in California is now neon blue. Would you eat neon blue colored pork? No, I don't think I would. I ate some questionable ground turkey last night and some spaghetti because I looked as we were cooking it. We're like, oh, this expired like a week and a half ago. And I was like, well, it doesn't stink, so let's make it. And then the whole night, I'm like, this tastes funny. It probably didn't taste funny, but I'd already convinced myself there's something wrong with it. Those pesky knives cutting on their own while in their sheaths. Well, it's when you pull them out of their sheaths that they get you. That's when they always get me. I've got slices on the fingers all over now. I got the one slice right there. You can still see the slice. But let's do the drawing. We're done. So let's do the drawing. Let's get over here. Who was it just joined Patreon? Someone just joined Patreon. I'll read their name tomorrow. Who was it? I just saw it. Where'd it go? I was sure I saw it. Notification. Well, maybe it wasn't. I thought I saw someone just join Patreon. Maybe I'm crazy. Well, maybe I'll see it tomorrow. No, wait, it was Paul Rawlerson. No, that's him telling me he doesn't know how to donate. I don't know what I saw. It's hard to tell what I saw. I don't know. But let's do the drawing. Now we got an email coming in real quick. What did it say? There's no subject. There's nothing. It's just they didn't put anything in the email. It just says Mossberg Shockwave 12 gauge. This message has no content. All right, let's get on with the drawing here. Let me count the entries. 1. That's 7. So that's 8. That's another 18, 19, 20. 27, 28. So 28. So let me go over and generate a number between 1 and 28. 1 and 28. 1 and 28. Oh, I got another super chat come in over here real quick. Let me answer it. Page $2 tab. Phil says, what shotgun would you recommend and why? Thanks. Oof. Whatever one you like. I like my favorite's the M4, but the Beretta is really nice too. But you can't go wrong with just like a Mossberg or a Remington. Maybe go Mossberg, but just whatever you like. I mean, they're all pretty good. It's hard to fuck up a shotgun. But let's get back over here to the drawing, the number generator, so I can generate the number and get started here. Jeffrey Beeson just put in a super chat. He says, to Phil and for the pets and vets. He paid his $2 tithe to Phil. You people are trying to kill me tonight. I don't know what's going on. All right, now let's do the drawing for the knife. I swear, you people are getting on my nerves. The winner is 6, 1, 2, Samuel White. Samuel White is the winner. Let me write that down. Samuel, what's the name we don't see all the time? Samuel White. Samuel White is the winner. Is he in relation to Mike White? Mike White. Oh, and I still haven't heard from Dr. Deputy Dan about where to send the stock. So get with me, Dr. Deputy Dan, about where to send the stock. You won the stock drawing. But with that being said, I'll get the list together here as soon as we sign off so we can do the other drawings tomorrow. But thanks, everybody, for coming tonight. I appreciate it. Especially thanks to people who helped support the channel, people who are patrons, Subscribe Star members, people. I haven't even looked at Subscribe Star in a week. I don't want to see how many we've lost on Subscribe Star. Been paying attention to Patreon. And if we can't go up on Patreon while we're giving away knives, so then I can't imagine we're going up on Subscribe Star either. So, but like I said, thanks to everybody who participates. I appreciate it. I will see you all again tomorrow. Until then, remember, always carry and stay safe. Until I see you again.